Wagwan people, your boy Jude here with my second vlog. I was dripping this holiday, I can't lie, so I just wanted to show off my fits. This is a fit that I went with for the day. It's Sunday the 23rd of February, and yeah, this is just a day that I had to chill in Riyadh, so Abdurrahman took me to so many different places. First stop was Markwa Salah. This was a restaurant with beautiful decor and again stunning architecture surrounding it. And this vlog, I just actually wanted to make some commentaries on three things I really love about Riyadh. One of them is the food culture. The food culture out there is amazing. It's immersive, it's inviting, and delicious, absolutely stunning. Now, I actually quit smoking and drinking like to start the year. I don't know why entirely, obviously health betterment and stuff, but I just felt fed up with it. Like, this is the first time I've never had any withdrawal symptoms or anything like that. But one of the main things that I've noticed is flavor has come back to me tenfold. Like, I can eat a cracker, a Jacob's cream cracker with just some butter on it, and it will taste absolutely phenomenal to me. And it's like I've had the reverse psychological effect of munchies, where I don't need to be in that state to feel like I can eat everything. I can just eat everything. You know what I mean? So yeah, like my trips in Saudi, I've been Saudi twice within the space of a month. This is obviously to cover Riyadh season, but here's just some scenes of everything that I've eaten so far whilst there. And obviously you can have like a burger and chips if you want. I only went with that option because I was in Desert Rock and I just again had some reverse type of munchies, so I grabbed it for lunch one time. But every hotel and everywhere I stayed had like loads of like fruits, dates and little snacks just to nibble on in my room. The hotel breakfasts were sumptuous. They had such a lovely spread of food, and yeah, I was just fascinated by it. I was eating everything, I was trying everything. I've come back home and have just been going to gym and trying to close all of my rings because I'm pretty sure I'm still carrying some bread from these munches, just sitting on my stomach. But the sofra for two at Najdi Village that I had was absolutely amazing. So many variations in flavor, and that is just Saudi cuisine. There's so many different regions within Saudi and so many different types of food. So there's like Hijazi food, there's Asir food, there's Najidi food, and more other regions that I can't just name off the top of my head, but absolutely loved it. And Markwa Salah that Abdurrahman took me to was another kind of like platter based dish, but this was slow roasted goat over natural herbs, so no additives along with the food, and it was so fresh and fly. And as a Ghanaian man, I love eating with my hands, so I started to chop serious choppings. And then we were on our way to Diriyah because it was a Saudi founding day celebrations. And they were celebrating all weekend actually, so the Friday, the Saturday, and today is obviously a Sunday. But the second thing I wanted to point out that I really love about Riyadh and Saudi culture is the architecture. The architecture is so stunning, and I really liked it. And everywhere was like a beautiful sight, and obviously at this point everywhere I'm going it's like a new impression in my brain. But I was just looking and asking of so many different questions and researching myself. Now, what I've come to discover is, again, the architecture is based on regional preferences. And as this is the capital, like Riyadh has like a spread and infusion of styles from like modern to Najidi architecture. And yeah, it really complements what they're trying to do in terms of just investing in the city itself. Like, there's so many productions, so many different forms of infrastructure building. And this is Sea of Oud, like a really nice place. I picked up some oud from here. We also saw Virgil Ortiz Jr. Like, the shop was in the Boxers Hotel. We ended up showing him some of the entrances that we recorded for him. Abdurrahman could speak Spanish quite well actually, just through Duolingo. So when he was on his entrance, he shouted out to him, and Virgil Ortiz heard him in the crowd, and he was like, "Oh, sick, someone speaking Spanish." So he held him up. It was pretty sweet, and he was like, "Yeah, your Spanish is even better than mine." And yeah, rated. Like, Abdurrahman is multilingual, or yeah, I think that's how you say it, right? So yeah, back to the architecture. Architecture, absolutely phenomenal, and it's really captivating for me. And alongside that, the interior and design and the general care put into the little intricate ornaments that just are placed everywhere. As you can see, this is the hotel. It's absolutely stunning, man. Just look at everything. Like, wow, I was just standing there with my camera like a proper tourist. And I was in tourist mode. Like, why not? And I said three things, but I guess this is more generally about how things are set up as like a people. But point 2.5, the philosophy of the people and the philosophy of what is injected into society. It feels like everything has like a cause and a meaning behind it. Another architectural phenomenon, that is a station designed by Zaha Hadid. I believe it's the Kafta station. And yeah, their stations, they just like recently introduced and opened up like just sometime last year, and has transformed their society. Those are some beautiful sites. But yeah, we'll head in towards Diriyah, and you'll see like the old school architecture there, which is absolutely fascinating. They've managed to build like around old parts of the city and like a previous castle, in which like, yeah, it just contains a lot of history. So for instance, I even forgot that the Ottomans had a lot of beef, I could say, with like the Muslim world and different parts of like Saudi during its foundations. So you'll probably see like loads of different like videos I take when we get there. But those are the spread of the Saudi kings. They have like quite a few different kings in different like regions and stuff like that. First time I seen a camel up close, I was shook. I didn't want to touch it and disturb its peace, but it was beautiful and had a type of regality about it. So I didn't want to disturb it. So yeah, I just kind of left it alone. But yeah, this is some kind of like wooden incense sticks. I've never seen the type of incense like that before, but it's so aromatic. And next time I go back, I'm gonna grab a heap. Then there was this bread that looked really cool, so I got a video of him. And yeah, man, we were just about. Now this is like main bits of Diriyah. You can see the architecture again. Saudi coffee everywhere. There's always people presenting you with little cups. So I was just backing them as I went along. And yeah, the architectural style as well of the Najidi culture is marked by like the mud brick and the clay buildings, and also like the triangular and rectangular designs. And you can also see again that the Islamic traditions within the styles. And yeah, the Saudi founding day was just popping, man. It was popping. And yeah, philosophy. We talked a lot about like Averroes, Al-Mutanabbi, and the fact that the Muslim world preserved so many different Greek and Roman philosophies and like scholarly texts. And we ended up speaking about even like Aquinas and different ways of seeing God and contrasting that. Like Abdurrahman is like a spring of knowledge. So yeah, seeing everything through him was really enlightening. And that brings me on to like my last point, like the hospitality of the people, man. Like the people are so beautiful and they're so nice and welcoming. And I feel like that again is empowered by their philosophy. Like you speak to most people, they can recite verses from the Quran, they can recite verses. Those are the old cannonballs, by the way, the Ottomans shot through like the castle walls and stuff. And that is also like a tree showing like the the historical lineage of like the kings and rulers of Saudi. But yeah, the philosophy is really immersed and injected and empowered by the people who carry it in everything that they do. And so like there's a different type of respect and tone when it comes to just being here. Like I really respected everything, and I'm the type of person, like if I'm visiting another culture, I'm happy to submerge myself within it and follow the rules. And I know loads of people look at these parts of the world and they think, oh, like X, Y, and Z, this is this way, this is that way. I feel like that's a very westernized perception of looking at things. Like we look at things outwardly and extend a way of doing things without acknowledging that there's different ways and methodologies within the world. So yeah, food, architecture, a bridging point of philosophy, and also in general like the people, like the hospitality. And the last stop was the Rawa Caf, and these men were really cool, man, really nice. As soon as they clocked I was from London, I got Top Boy references, as you do. And yeah, I actually appreciate that Black British culture to the world, and obviously it doesn't entirely represent us, but it's a nice entry point into knowing who we are to an extent. And yeah, they weren't projecting anything, they were just really nice, really cool. Talked for a while, they let me record the coffee shop that much more, and yeah man, I'll definitely be visiting again. But again, brilliant hospitality. But thanks for tuning in, and I shall see you next time. Love.